Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for watching my video. Today we'll discuss about the physical file in the AS400. We'll learn about what is physical file, how we can create the physical file, and the physical file related commands. And there also we'll discuss about the flat file and field reference file and the physical file field attributes. Okay, so we mainly first discuss about what is a physical file. So then what are the data types which we can use while creating the physical files, and what is a field level keywords, and we'll do the demo on the physical files and the field level keywords, and what is a flat file, how we can create, and we'll do the demo on that as well, and the field reference file. So let's get into the topic. So first of all, what is a physical file? Just take an example. You have an application called the banking, and in the banking, the customer usually do this on day-to-day transactions. He might send the money or receive the money. He open the account, and he might have the multiple accounts. So all this information should be stored somewhere, right, to run your application. Right? So where it is usually stored in the database. Okay, in our AS400, if you wanted to store data in somewhere, so that is called the physical file. Okay, so if any application built on the AS400, if they wanted to store that application information data somewhere in AS400 related database, so that is a physical file. So physical file contains the actual data and store on the system. Okay, so it contains the only one record format. What is a record format? Just take an example. You have some banking application, and from the customer you wanted to gather some information like the customer name, number, or mobile number and address. So these kind of information you wanted to get from the customer. So what are the information you wanted to get from the customer? All those fields can be defined under one record format. So that is the record format. And the physical file organize and store data efficiently for retrieval and processing. What is a retrieval and processing? So you store the data in the physical file. Why you stored? Because you wanted to access that data whenever you wanted. Just take an example. The customer made a transaction of the 1 month, and the 1 month transactions you stored in the some physical file. So when customer wanted to generate the statement, when he requested a statement, you have to retrieve those information from the backend physical file and generate the some report and give that report in the PDF format to the customer. So you are storing the data because you wanted to retrieve it and processing based on the customer request. It's not only the statement, it can be anything. If you do the balance inquiry or when it comes to the retail thing, so there is a order history and what is the previous order and cancelled order. How you are getting that, because backend you are storing, and whenever the customer raised the request, whenever he wanted to see the order information, there is some backend file which holding all order information, and it can be processed and retrieval whenever we want, whenever customer requested. So it is a fixed format, and we have a field level access and record level access. Okay. So how we can create the physical file? So we have a command called strsu that is in the AS400. It is a source utility. So when you take this command and give an F4, there you have to give the file name and type of the file. The physical in the AS400, you should remember when it comes to the database and RPGLE programs or CLLE or SQL RPGLE, the how the system can identify this is a database file and it is a RPGLE program, it is a CLLE. So based on that type, okay, so you should give the type. For physical file, type will be PF. Or is there is a shortcut, the work MBR PDM, where we can see the all source members, and there you can take F6. So that F6 also the source utility, that is a shortcut. But if you wanted to go with the command, so strsu is a command. So specify the type. As I mentioned, if it is a physical file, you should specify the type as a PF and specify the file name. Okay, when you are creating the physical file, what is the file name? And define the record format. Under the record format, what are the field information you wanted to gather? I wanted to get from the name, number, or address, mobile number, date of birth, and those fields you have to define. So define the fields with the data type. For example, name always will be the characters. It won't have the numerics, right? So when goes to the when in the under record format and from the customer, if you wanted to get a name, the name should be some alpha numeric, right? Or it should get only character. When comes to the number, it is a numeric. It won't allow the characters. So in such case, you have to define the data types as well. Okay. Now specify the key fields. The key fields, in a sense, for example, you have a five fields information you wanted to gather from the customer, the name, number, and address. Out of which, what is the unique field? Okay, what is a unique value? For example, in the customer, he you gather the information from the customer, and after some days, if customer comes to your store or your branch, and if you wanted to do the some inquiry, you should not ask all this number and all these things, right? What is a unique number? There might be other number, there might be a mobile number is unique. Based on that number you can get all other information. So if you, in that way you can define the some key fields in the physical file. Okay, CRTPF2. So whatever you have done so far, it is a source, and if you wanted to create that source as an object, if you, so for that we can use a CRTPF. CRTPF is basically compile the source, okay, for the physical file. Or if any shortcut, the 14 is option for the compilation. So let's discuss about the data types. What are the data types we have in the AS400? So we have a for character, if you want character and numeric. So if you wanted to allow that A is alphanumeric, it will allow the letters and numbers both, and the special characters as well. And packed, it is a numeric data with some decimal positions where you have a, some amount kind of fill. So it is most preferable to use a pack. And detail, so it is a date. For example, if you wanted to get the date information from the customer or any other applications, so data type should be L. And time for the time. Okay. So zoned for it is the numeric data again, and with the decimal position. The what is the difference between the packet and zoned? In a sense, whatever your data giving for that field, the backend is store, right? It's allocates a memory, right? For packet it is a one byte, one number, it is a 2 byte information, and zone would one number is a 1 byte information. I think there's something related the the memory allocation, the only that is a difference with the packed and zone. And this is a physical file structure. Okay, so when you have a create the physical file, we have a four level of entries. What is the entries? That is a file level entry, and record format level entry, and field level entry, and key field level entry. Here you can see that unique is there, so that is a file level entry. In the file level entry, you mention that how your data to be organized. The unique, it is tells that, so you don't want to allow the duplicate values. So you have a 1 2 3 4 5 6 fields, and which field you don't want it to allow the duplicate. So whatever you mention under the key field section, if you can see here K, and K number is there, so it is a key field level, and number I don't want it to be in the duplicate. For that I use the file level keyword unique. And also there is a other file level keyword, that LIFO and FIFO and all these things. But most of cases in the real time we use the unique keyword where you wanted to avoid the duplicate entries. Okay, so it can be two key fields or three key fields, and for key field section only the unique keyword will be applied. And here you can see there R and EMP_01R. This is a record format. Under the record format, I've given the fields information, name, number, address, and mobile number, and date of birth. And name, it is a only 20 length and alphanumeric. It should allow the characters and numbers and special characters, everything. And number, it is a 5 space 0. It's only allow the numeric values. And address, again the 20 characters. And mobile number, again the 10s0. It means the only numeric. And DOB, it is a L, date format. Okay, so this is a physical file. Here you have a physical file structure. So physical file, the file level, and the record format level, and field level, and key field level. So next we'll discuss about the field level attributes. What is the field level attributes? Here you define the fields name, number, address. And when you wanted to do the some query on this physical file, Okay, so I wanted to see the some meaningful column names. Okay, instead of name I wanted to see the employee name. Instead of only number I wanted to see the employee number. I wanted to see the some meaningful names, or there is a number, right? Or if there is any other physical file. Okay, if you can see this is another physical file. If you can see the gender should allow only male or female. Okay, and emp number always should greater than 10. I wanted to add this sort of conditions when you give the when you enter the data to the physical file. So those you can achieve by using the physical file uh, field level attributes. Okay, so there you have to mention the column heading, which gives us a meaningful name of your field. Okay, the values, what are the values it can be allowed for specific field. Okay, so comparison, whatever you value is enter, it is the greater than how much is how you wanted to compare it. Okay, so these are the some field level attributes, and check the values. Check it is D or so what are the values it is enter, it is correct or not. Just you wanted to check it that. Okay, so these are physical file. So first we'll create one physical file and we'll use some field level attributes. Then we'll go to the flat files. So I go to the work MB. First I'll create the one source physical file. So CRTS RCPF F4. So the file is QDD SSRC 3. So length I'll give 112. I'll give some SSRC 5. So 5 is created. Now I go to the work MBR PDM. So here I'll give QDD SSRC 3 enter. Sorry, SSR 5 enter. Okay, here I wanted to create the physical file. So I'll take F6, that is a shortcut. If you can see the strsu, even if you take strsu and F4, strsu and F4, it will get saved. Okay, but if you take F6, it's automatically populate the source file and library. But if you take strsu command, you should give the source file name and library. That is only difference. Okay, so here my physical file name should be, I wanted to give as a some customer. Okay, so this is a my, and type should be pfs, because so this is a physical file. How the system identify this is a physical file or logical file or RPGLE program, the based on the source type only. Pf, enter. Okay, so ippf you have to give here, enter. So this is a file level. I wanted to give you some unique keyword. Okay, and unique where we need to be applied, that I can tell in the key field level. Okay, so next I wanted to give the record format, or cust01 or, okay, cust01, it's anything you can give the record format name. In that I wanted to get cust name, customer name. So this should be a 20 length. So this should be 20 length, and data type is a. And I also wanted to get cust customer number, and this is a 5s0, 5s0. So I also wanted to give the CUT customer address, so that I can give 20. So 20, and also wanted to get the USD customer gender. So this is only one attribute, and a enter. Okay, so customer number and address, and customer date of birth. Okay, DOB also I wanted to get. So length you should not mention for the date. If you wanted to use the L is a data type, enter. Okay, so in that I customer number should be unique. Okay, it won't be duplicate, it should be unique, so that I given the key field and customer number. And in future if customer come to me and if he wanted to do the some inquiry on that, instead of asking all this information, I can get only the, I can ask only customer name, customer number, sorry, customer number, to get all information. And even through programmatically, if you wanted to check that is the customer is existing in my database or not, I don't want it to pass all this information. Instead of that, I can just use a customer number, since it is a my key field in the my file. So I use a customer number, and based on that I can identify the customer is existing in my database or not. Okay, so the key field number is basically used to the program wise. Okay, we have some certain operation codes, and by using those operation codes, should have the key field name. Okay, so to identify, example, if you wanted to identify that customer is present in the database, so you don't need to pass all this information. If there is any key field in that file, you can just pass that information to the operation code along with the file name, so that you can identify that customer is present or not. And if you wanted to retrieve the information also, you can pass that key field along with operation code with the file name, you can get all other information. Okay, so when we discuss about that RPGLE concept, then you can come to know what is the main uses of that key field. Okay, so just enter, and 14 is a, so far we have done the only source. Okay, so this is a source, the physical file source, and you wanted to, if you wanted to use that customer table for the data insert or update or delete operation, the customer should be converted as an object. For that you need to compile this customer. So by using the 14 option, we can compile this customer. 14, enter. Okay, so now customer is created. So still, if you wanted to check the customer is it present in my system or not, you can just go with the work obj cust customer. Okay, so then you can see the customer as a exist attribute as a pf, and it is created as an object. Okay, so now you wanted to insert the data. So for now I'm doing this a manual way, inserting the data, but in the real time or in application we cannot insert any data manually, we'll get from the front end. Okay, so upddt is a command to insert the data. So customer. Okay, enter. So customer number one. Okay, and name I wanted to give some a. And customer address is HYDRABAD Hyderabad, and customer gender is I'm just giving the M, and date of birth I'm just giving some random. So again I'll give the customer 2, and it is a B, and address Pune. I'll just gender email. So I'll give the one more customer CC, and address. Okay, I given the three customers name. When I done, just take F3 and give an enter. And if you wanted to see the data in this, run query star n, run query star n customer customer enter. Okay, so now you can see the data. So we created the physical file, and we inserted the data. If you can see, it is a fixed format. Okay, how you can say that is a fixed format, because we are giving the field name and the field length, and this much length only should allowed, and what are the, it is alphanumeric, and when it comes to the numbers and it is a 5 length, you should give only numbers. It is a fixed format. Okay, physical file is a fixed format. So now when you do the R key is a shortcut. So when you do the run query, you can see that is a name and number, and so what are the fields you defined in the physical file, only that fields information, your the fields name as a column headings here. So I don't want it to see the CAUST name. Instead of that, I wanted to get the customer name, okay, and customer number. And so how you can do that, by using the some field attributes. Okay, so I just go and take option 2 here. Okay, so or else I'll create another file. So this is a customer, right? I'll give customer one. Okay. So here I'll go option 2, and in the customer name, instead of that name, I wanted to see the only I wanted to see the customer name instead of CUST name. So for that, COLHTG column heading and CU customer name. Okay, so column heading will give this a meaningful name, and in here gender is there, right? Instead I wanted to allow only two values, M or F. Okay, here values, here also you can give F4. So values M or F. Okay, so this is how you can add the some field attributes. So I just giving the example of two field attributes, and you can check many other field attributes. There is a column heading, values, and date format, and date separator, and edit code, edit word. So these are some field attributes are there. You can just try with others. So I'm just giving the 14 option. So it is a created, just go to the update, And for this also we'll give the, if you can see here, customer number is that, and you will get the customer name. Okay, so why customer number is coming as a top? Because the customer number is key field, so you should enter the key field information first. Okay, I'll just give the one, and again I'll give the a and address HYD Hyderabad and gender. If I give a enter, what will happen? So it won't allow. Okay, so because the value should allow only M or F, so then only it's allow. And the number two, and give BBB information address, that is a Pune, and F. So now I given the two records, just RQ, enter. So now you can see this is here you can see the customer name instead of CUST name. I'm getting the full name, the customer name. Okay, so backend, there is a CUST name. If you wanted to use a programmatically to assign the any value, we should not use a customer name. So CUST name is a field, and the column heading, it is kind of the name. Okay, so when you do the query and file, and if you wanted to say the meaningful information, column heading. Okay, so this is all about the physical file. And with respect to physical file, there is a command called DSPFD. So as you are created this physical file, and you know when it was created and what are the key fields out there, and all the information you know about this physical file because you are created. But when it comes to the real-time project, the physical files were created in very long back. Okay, and still if you wanted to see the information, the biodata of the physical file when it was created, how many key fields are there, is there any members are there, okay, is there any members are there, or is there any triggers or generals are attached for the physical file? If you wanted to see that all the information, there is only single command called DSPFD. Okay, so DSPFD, so this will give the all the information of your file, CUST or customer, enter. Okay, so in this you can see the file when it was created. Okay, it is a physical file, and here you can see the creation date and all the information you can see here. So how allow the read operations or write operations, and if you wanted to restrict this also, you can do is that your file is allowing the read or write and update delete operations. Yes, it is allowing. And there you can see the maximum number of increments, all these things. And at bottom you can see the member and what is the size. Okay, and what is the total number of record format, it is only one. And number of fields, how many fields are there, five fields are there. And what is the record length, 56. So that the fields you defined, right, then name is at 20 and number is a 5, the sum of that is a 56. Okay, 25 again is a 20 and 45, and date is a 8. So these are the information, all the information you can see using the DSPFD. And if you wanted to see the field names and what is the length and data type, everything without using the option file against the physical file, you can go with the command DSPFD and give the CUSTOMR customer, enter, and there you can see all fields information with all the field name and field length and all these informations. Okay, so that is a DSP FFD. So this is all about the physical files, the basic physical file. Okay, and now we'll get into the flat file. So what is a flat file? For physical file, we given the some structure. Okay, we define the some fields with the data type and length. So when it comes to the flat file, it is a kind of text file. So where you don't have a structure, the flat files are nothing but physical file, but only one column. The length of column is usually larger than typical column of any other physical file. Okay, if you can see here, the length of column is maximum 20 or something 1 year, depends. But flat file length of column will be 100 or 200. Likewise, you can define. So it won't have any structure because each record of flat file contains the several columns in ordinary. So we can write and read and update and delete the flat files. So it's just kind of text file. It won't have any structure. By using CRTPF command, you can directly create the physical flat files, but the column name and file name and record format name are the same for the flat files. Okay, so the three things are the same. So let's create a one flat file. Okay, so that you can understand how you can create the flat file. Does not have any structure. CRTPF, you can take F6 F4. Here you can give the FLAT flat 05. So flat PF05. And here the library is the current library and source file you can give, but you have to give the record length here. So what is the length of record? I give the 100 length. Okay, so nothing to give, just only the flat file name and record length, and give and enter. Okay, now created the flat file. Still, if you wanted to check, you can go to the work obj and flat pf05, and this is a flat file. If you wanted to flat file, also kind of the physical file, you can, whatever the physical file commands you can work, like upd data or run query star and dspfd, everything will be can be used for the flat file as well. So upd data, upd dta, so flat 05, enter. Since you given the 100 length, the column length is 100. If you can see the column name as the same as a flat file name. Okay, so flat file name. So here you can give the anything like so A as a name, or 1 2 3 4 5 as a number, HYD, RABD, Hyderabad, and 10/09 1994 date of birth, and a @gmail.com. Okay, like this we can, the flat file kind of the text file, it is like this, you can give the information. Okay, so I'll give the BBB second information, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and Pune, okay, 01/02/1993, and B at the rate. So I given the two records and take F3, enter, and just to do the run query star in on flat 05. So you can see, so this is the flat information, flat file information. Okay. So basically flat files will be used to, for example, backend is AS400, front end is any other application. There is not a structured format data. So basically you can get as a text, and from there you can convert as a structures by using the data structures in the AS400. So in that case is only they use the flat files. So now we discuss about the physical files, but here you can see when you do the run query, and you can see the information of the customer. Okay, so just I have another requirement that called, so I have a salary file. Okay, so I wanted to create the salary file, but I wanted to separate it the data. So January information should be in the January, and February information with the February member, and March should be as a separate, and April should be as a separate, and May should be also separate. So what is, you have this, the structure is same, and data I wanted to store it as a separately. Okay, so if you remember when you do the Excel, so the best example I can give, so just open the Excel. If you see this, okay, so this is a one workbook, and it is a sheet one, and likewise you can create the sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4, and sheet 5. Okay, and sheet 1 you can give the some data. Okay, you can give the some data and whatever data you wanted, sheet 1. And sheet 2 also you can give the some different data. Okay, so but eventually it is only one file. If you go and save as, it is only one file. It can maybe be workbook 1 and workbook 2, anything, it is only one file. Just open and save it. So it is only book one. Under book one, you have a sheet one and sheet two and sheet three, and every sheet having the different data. So same scenario I wanted to be implemented in the AS400 system. Like I have a salary file, and in the January I wanted to separate it, and February I wanted to separate it, and March I wanted to separate. And how you can do that? So there is a concept called multi-member physical file. So let's create one salary file first. Okay. So salary 05, and creating the salary 05, it is a physical file pf, enter, enter. Okay, ippf. So each, and there is a four levels, right? The file level, and the record format level, and field level, and key field level. So it is a, each and every field not is not mandatory to use, and it's up to you, and what are the fields you want, what are the field levels you want, file levels you wanted to use. Okay, so I wanted to use salary 05 or enter, and this I wanted to mention just emp name. It is only give 10 characters only, 10a, and give emp number, just give 5 s 0, enter. Okay, I'll give the sal sal month. Okay, MON means month. It is a, I'll give the three words, 3A, enter, and EMP salary, EMP sal. I'll just give 10 P, enter. Okay, the structure I created, EMP name, number, and EMP salary month, and EMP sal. Okay, just to go and file it. So now when you go to the create the 14 option, F4, there you can see the, okay, yeah, 14 option, F4. Here also source member also you can see this, and generated and member. So member if you desire, right? So I'll just giving the member as a John, this one. Okay, I'm giving the member while creating this, and giving the member if desired. Here I giving the John. Okay, so now the physical file is created. Okay, salary 05 is created. Now I wanted to add the another members as well, not only Jan, right? I wanted to store the information for the Feb, March, April, right? So let's take only 3 months. John already we added. Okay, for John we already added. So I wanted to add the Feb and March. So to add the member, add PFM, add PFM. So salary 05 F4, and here I wanted to add Feb, enter. Okay, so here salary the more than maximum not allowed, you are getting some error. Okay, so why you are getting error? So when you are wanted to add the member, first you have to increment that members. Okay, by how you can increment it by using the CHGPF. So CHGPF control V F F10. Here you can see that the maximum members are here one only there. So I wanted to add it 5 members for now. Okay. So now you can use add PFM salary file salary 05 F4, and here you can add the Feb, and likewise I wanted to add the March as well, MAR March, enter. Okay, so 3 members I added. So now I wanted to insert the data for each member. So UPD DTA salary 05 F4. Here you have to explicitly mention the member name for which member you wanted to add the data. So I wanted to add the data for John. Okay, so for member name I can give the A and 1, and salary month is as John, and I'll give the some salary random, enter. So for each member we'll give the 2 records information. Two salary month is also Jan, and enter. F3, enter. So for Jan I have entered. So I wanted to enter for the Feb as well. Again UPD data, the member I have to give the Feb, since I wanted to enter the data for the February. So here I can give the C, and that third salary month Feb, and salary you can give enter, and the number 4 salary month Feb, enter, and F3, enter. Okay, Feb. And if you wanted to data for March, you can go with MAR March, enter. Here I'll give the give some data. Okay, take F3, enter. So now I wanted to see the data. So run query star in salary 05 F4. So which data you wanted to see? Here is a member, right? Here if you mention the John data information, you can see John. Okay, only January data. And if you wanted to see the Feb, you have to mention the instead of Jan, you can give the Feb, enter. Okay, so if you wanted to see the March, instead of March you can give the MAR, instead of Feb you can give the March. Okay, so this is how you can see the data, and this is how you can use the same structure but data can be separated, and this is a multi-member physical file. If you go with the DSP FD for salary file, So you can see now you created the physical file and you know how many members are there. What if the file was created very long back and you don't know how many members are attached for the physical file? Still, if you wanted to check the what are the members are there for that physical file, you can use a dsp command. Just hit an enter and go bottom. There you can see the all the members information. This file having the Feb, Jan and March is the members. Okay. So this is a physical file, a multi-member physical file. So there is only another concept is remaining in the physical file. Let's go that as well. So field reference file. So field reference file also one of the physical file. So where you have a scenario that you have a banking application. There are some fields are very commonly I used. The customer name, number and address. These are the three fields I use for the when I open the account. I also get this information. When I apply the credit card, I need a customer name, number and address. So when I give a loan also these three fields are very common in my application. So if the fields are common, so whenever I wanted to create the new physical file, I don't want to declare it the data type and length again and again for these common fields. Instead of that, I wanted to maintain the one file where I put all what are the fields I use commonly use for my application. So whenever it is a requirement to use that field, I can refer the length and data type from that file instead of declaring the length and data type again and again. So if you are declaring the again, what it causes? Okay, in future, for example, the customer name now is at 20A, and it is a common field you are used for the entire application, maybe or 10 or 15 physical files you are using that. If you declare in 10 or 15 files, it is a length and data type. So in the customer name in future, if you wanted to increment it to 30A, and you need to compile those or again the 15 files, right? The 15 files wherever it use the program also it's require the compilation, right? If you use a field reference file and the customer name is defined in the field reference file, and in the other 14 or 15 files wherever the customer name are used, and you can refer the length and data type from this field reference file. So in such case, if in future the length also incremented, you just need to compile the field reference file. No need to compilation required for the other physical files. Okay. So to avoid that, and we can use the field reference file. So where is the two fields called ref and ref field? Ref field, the field which field you wanted to refer from the field reference file, and ref is a file on which file on which field reference file you wanted to refer. Okay. So let's create that as well. So for that, what I will do, so I'll create one emp01 and as a field reference file. Okay, just take F6 emp So this is the field reference file and give the pf and enter ippf and here I'll give the record format emp or, and here I give the emp name, give some 10 length a attributes and go to the emp number. It is a file length, just give the file length, this one 5 s0 enter, and emp address, it is also I'll give the 10 length. Okay, so just compile it. Actually a field reference file, it won't have any data, it's just only fields information. So just compile it, it is created. Now I'll create one file emp01 emp01 pf, so where I refer the fields from the emp ref. For that, in the field level you have to give the ref, sorry, for that in the file level ref emp ref, it is a file I wanted to refer, and for emp you have to give the record format name or emp01 or. Okay, enter. And what are the fields you wanted to refer? Emp name. So emp name, I don't wanted to give the length and data type. Instead of that, I wanted to refer. Under refer you have to give the or, and what you wanted to refer. So ref fld reference field is the emp name from the same emp name, or you can give the emp name one, you can give. Okay, or you can just give the name. Okay, and you can refer the ref fld, that is the emp name. And also I wanted to number, you can just r here ref fld reference field ref fld enter, and I wanted to refer emp number. Okay, and add ress address. This is also I wanted to refer from the emp ref, and refer field ref fld. What is the reference field? Emp address. Okay, so now what you have done, so there is a emp ref is a reference file. It is having the common fields, the name and number and address, and we have a requirement to use those common fields into the emp01 instead of declaring the length and data type again and again. So I just referred those fields from the emp ref. So now what you can go and just compile this emp01, the 14 option. So it is a compile. When you do the UD is a shortcut for update data, just UD enter, you can see the, so it is a length and everything it is allowing. Okay, you can just give the A and one, give one, just HYD, RAVD, Hyderabad, and just B, I'll just give the two names. So Pune, enter, and F3, enter. Okay, so when you do the RQ run query, so you can see the this information. Okay, this is a field reference file. And the physical file, so far we have completed the physical file, flat file, and multi-member physical file, and field level attributes, and field reference file. So these are enough only. So physical file, so that's all. So these concepts are enough for the with respect to physical file. There is some commands, so you should know that. So work mbr pdm, it is where you have the all the members information. Work obj pdm, it's give the all the object in the library, and crtpf that create the physical file, and the shortcut is 14 for each and for anything. So if you wanted to go with the command by crtpf, the shortcut is the 14, and work obj to check the object present in the system or not, and dspfd display the all the information about the physical file. DSP is a display information about the physical file fields, and I wanted to know the what is the name and number. So what is the length and data type? So you can go with the DSP and add PFM. It is a member of physical file. So where you can add the members or remove. RMVM is the delete the member from the physical file. Okay, and CHGPF, it's modify the attributes. And the one more concept and CH, there is a one more usages for the CHGPF. Okay, so change PF. For example, there is a customer. Okay, so you have RQ run query, you have the data. Okay, example, I wanted to add the another field, but I don't want it to lose the data. So in such case, what you can do here, DOB is there, right? I can just RP is a repeat, and instead of DOB, I can give the MOB, mobile number. And this mobile number, I have it 10 as 0. So 10 as 0, enter. Sorry. 10 is 0, enter. F3, enter. Okay, if I compile this by using the 14 option, you will lose the data. Okay, data will be lost, and I don't want to lose the data, but still I wanted to use for, if you go with the UD, right, UPD data F9. So still I wanted to use that whatever recently we added that mobile number, right? CUST mobile. So that I wanted to use for further data insert operation. But whatever existing data is there, I don't want it to lose that. In that case, the customer should be compiled by using the CHGPF. Okay. So here you can do CHGPF F4 and give the physical file name, library, batch 11, and customer and source physical file QDD SSRC file. So QDD SSRC and library again batch F10, enter. So physical file is changed. If you go with the UD option now, you can see the mobile number F10 for insert. You can see the customer mobile number. So this field can be used for the future data insert operations. And when you do the run query, so still the existing data is same. Existing data is present. It is not deleted or removed. Okay. If you compile this, if you compile by using the 14 option, so data will be lost. When you do the run query, so data will be lost. Okay, I don't want it to lose the data, but still my new field changes needs to be reflected for the future data operations. You can go with the chgpf, not only adding the fields, and if you change any field attribute or length or anything, so column heading or anything you changed, and you don't want to lose the data, still you wanted to get that changes, you can go with the chgpf. So that's all for physical file. So we covered everything related to physical file. So next class, I'll tell you from A to Z to the logical files. Hope you guys like the video. And I just wanted to tell, and I'm going to start the new batch in this March. And if anyone interested to learn the AS400 from beginning to end, like I will cover all the DB2 concept like physical files and logical files, and from to the RPGLE will cover the arrays, data structure, all operations codes and built-in functions, and also teach about the SQL RPGLE and ILE concept service program, binding directory and binder language, and CLLE. Okay, if anyone interested, just reach me out over this mobile numbers. You can WhatsApp me or call me at any time. Thank you. Thank you for your interest and thank you for watching my video. Have a great day.